Love.
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 Care.
Love. Love.
Sex.
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 Damnation.
Dance.
Dhamaka.
Danger. Darkness.
दिमाग खराब है.
Discount.
Daru.
Desperados.
Destruction.
This is the LSDcast, India's first podcast about love, sex, and dating.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the LSDcast.
And this is Rogue, and with me is Prem, and we're deliberately trying not to sound like the horrible RJs on radio which drive me crazy.
I've been asked to be really straightforward, very serious, and here I am. My name is Prem, and I am the host for this show called the LSDcast.
Yeah. Prem can't strike a happy medium. He's neither doing the NPR voice, which is ever so soothing and ever so calm and always like very modulated, or he's like, hello, Bombay, this is Prem.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's me and I'm back.
He can't help himself, my goodness.
Hell no. I missed me. Hello, Prem. Welcome back to the show.
All right, well, there's nothing we can do about this boy. What can I say?
Absolutely not. Yeah.
So, what have we got in store for us this week?
So, we talked about, quite lengthy the last time we talked about rebounds. So, I like the theory that you concluded, which is that we all are rebounds of one another. So, basically, we've just been rebounding since the beginning of time.
Yeah, the eternal rebound of the human heart. That's us.
Yeah. When you say rebound, what movie comes to my mind is Flubber.
Flubber. Yeah. Wasn't it remade as something?
Oh, yeah, because
Oh, was it? I was thinking.
with Robin Williams.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And the stuff just ricochets. It's the sticky thing.
Yeah, he's just rebounding his whole life.
Yes, that's us.
So, Rogue, we were talking about rebounds the last time, and this time we're going to talk about
The ways that people move on, the ways they sometimes shouldn't move on. And this time we've got a question about how to tell or how not to tell your partner that you're done.
So, guys, don't you think Rogi here is becoming all Shakespeare? How not to do, how to do.
Thanks. Right. So, Prem, have you ever broken up with somebody over email?
No. Actually, I have not.
Right.
Have you?
Kind of. Actually, it's always been a culmination of a conversation, and then you feel like there's stuff that you haven't said, and you really want to get it out there with no interruptions and with the ability to draft something and choose the exact right words. And then I've put it in an email and sent it off. And I've done that.
I don't know. It's just something that won't kind of work for the kind of person I am. And I know that when I was breaking up with an ex-girlfriend of mine, we did go to and fro. It was like a tennis match. The only difference was that every email that I wrote, I don't even think that she even read any of it. And every email that she sent, I felt that I wasn't really listening to what she was saying. So it was just something that I realized that emailing is not something that works for me. I'd rather just do this either face-to-face or at least on the phone.
So why don't we come back after the break and take our question, which was an email conversation about moving on that our listener has asked us to discuss.
All right, we will be right back.
Hi, this is Michael Burns from Tall Tales Takeaway, India's first storytelling podcast where we feature true stories by people just like you. Find us anywhere where podcasts are found.
And we have returned. How exciting is that? So, Rogue, you were talking about, what are you talking about? You're talking about moving on by email. So what exactly were you getting to with that?
Love.
And danger.
All right, so we've got a question from Binay. Binay has forwarded me an entire conversation he's had with his almost former partner and said, where did I fuck up? Okay, so this is the question we have to keep in mind because he wants us to figure out what's going on in her head, but he's given us all the exchange they've had. So the story starts with two people who have a long distance relationship that went really well for a while, and now they're in different cities. And as it turns out, the boy in the relationship, Binay, has decided this is not working. They've talked about it, and he has asked her to stay friends, and she says no. But eventually he persuades her that they should stay friends. They've got a lot in common and great memories and stuff like that. Right? That's the background, which is all evident because I have all this chain mail in my inbox. So eventually, they've agreed that they're going to be friends. She tries to reach out to him for whatever's happening in his life. He's not available for her at the time when she's trying to reach out. So after a week or so, he's emailed her, very casual, hey, how you been, sort of thing. So she writes back very terse and says, I'm good. What about you? At which point, so they haven't communicated in a week. They've just sent these very, very bland, casual emails. He says to her in an email, I wanted to tell you that, while we've discussed moving on, I wanted you to know that I'm now ready to date casually again. And I wanted you to know that. So please, would you share your reaction with me, whatever they are? I know this will hurt you, and I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
Okay.
So she writes back to say, why do you want my reaction? And he says, because I know you're going to be upset, and I want to, be there for you to share it with. And I know that you're upset because I can tell from your terse and short, brief responses. So she writes back finally and says, in this really hostile email, that I have now lost all respect for you because this is completely out of line. And you're telling me that you're done with me and then telling me that you're moving on and now going to date casually is really beyond acceptable. And you want my reaction, which is also beyond acceptable because I'm not your friend. I've tried to reach out to you so many times and you were not there for me. So this just proves to me that you are a shallow, horrible person. And I never want to hear from you again.
Whoa.
So the last email in the thread is him writing to her saying, are you kidding me? I wrote you this email because I wanted you to hear it from me first. I was trying to spare you pain, and now you're telling me I'm a horrible, despicable person. So he wrote us to say, where did I fuck up? How did my words and intentions get misinterpreted so badly that now she thinks he's like the worst form of human being when he was trying to do the right thing? Again, we'll circle back to the question, which is, where did I fuck up? So, Binoy, Prem and Rogue have the answer for you because we know where you fucked up. Both of you kind of fucked up, but...
So I have a slightly different take on this, which is that this is exactly the eternal battle between Mars and Venus, because according to him, he is doing the right thing, and I can see what he's trying to do, being a third person and being a spectator, and I can see her, and so can you, as to why she's so pissed off, because you can see things from her perspective as well. So I feel that the fuck up was in simply not being communicating earlier on from his part. So all I'm saying is that he should have just been a little more responsive to her trying to get in touch with him.
Right, but he wasn't.
That would have eased the blow.
Yeah.
But there still would have been a blow because it's her pride and all those feelings and blah, 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 blah. So yes, she's going to be affected, but maybe she wouldn't have exploded so much. I think that's where he first fucked up.
Okay, so there are multiple places he's fucked up. I actually agree with you there because I feel like the place he fucked up is trying to not make his motivations clear when he wrote her. You should tell somebody out of the blue that, hey, not only are we done, but I'm moving on and I'm now going to start like dating everybody I can see casually, which means I'm basically hooking up with everybody I can find, is hardly the nicest way to tell somebody what you're doing. Especially if you're not making it clear up front that you're trying to do this from the perspective of saving them from having to hear it from somebody else. So I feel like if he'd made his intentions clear when he wrote it, then cleared up that communication, that would have also helped a lot. And that is a little bit of a fuck up to put this out there so baldly without also couching it with context.
So, but I don't agree with you, Rogue, because he's not sugarcoating it. He's just saying it how it is.
Yeah, but sugarcoating, I'm not asking him to sugarcoat it. I'm not saying that he should have said, baby, I love you. It's not working out. You know how much I want to be with you, but you know it's impossible. Whatever that shit is, he doesn't have to sugarcoat it and say it's not you, it's me. He just has to say, this is why I'm letting you know. This is my motivation. My motivation is not to hurt you. My motivation is to spare you hurt from hearing it from somebody else. So I'm telling you this, that I'm moving on.
You know, the person who moves on first always has the upper hand. It's always been like that. The person who is hearing this from the other person is always on the receiving end. So obviously she feels that, and she's going to react, and she's going to react. That's it.
Of course she is. But putting your motivations out there will help mitigate it so you know where this person is coming from. In the first email rather than the last email when you've gotten so mad that you're like, fuck off, I never want to talk to you again. That is where I think he fucked up. That's just my opinion. Rogue says, be clear about why you're saying what you're saying when you say it.
So, okay, Rogue, I'm going to leave you there, but let me take you to the third and the biggest fuck up is when he was actually asking her for her reaction and how she would feel about that. And on top of that, he wants to talk about it and share how she would feel about that. Now that is just not done, buddy. You're just not playing it smart.
All right, there I agree with you. I think that is definitely fuck up number 3 and the biggest fuck up. You can't hurt someone and then say, oh, baby, let me comfort you. I've caused you pain, but here, talk to me about it. Tell me what's happening so I can help you process it. That would really kill somebody.
Okay, so now I have a few things to say on that. So, okay.
Okay.
Now give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit. So, you know, he's trying to be the good guy as well and be nice about it. But it reminds me about this time when someone wise told me that, dude, you can't fix everything. If you've screwed someone over and you're hurting that person, then you be the bad guy. You be the villain. You let the person hate you so that you do the person the service of letting them get over you the right way.
Yeah. You know,
Don't be the guy who's going to hurt you and then be like, oh, honey, let me at least cuddle you and be there for you while I break up with you. That is bullshit. So don't do that.
Yeah, that is psychotic. Don't do that. Exactly. Let people, you can't always be the good guy. I think this is where everybody, I've done it, where you're constantly trying to explain something and put your motivation out there and try to make things better because ultimately you don't want to be the villain in their eyes or your own eyes. You want to, you're letting somebody down for sure. You're hurting them. You know that. But own it.
Absolutely.
You're being an ass in this situation. At some point, somebody will be an ass to you. The universe will forgive you. You can't make it right for the person you are putting in pain. Let them hate you.
Absolutely. Some things are just not for you to fix, especially if you're the one who broke them in the first place.
Precisely. Well said. So...
Oh, thank you.
I want to actually add something to that, but let's do that after the break.
Okay.
Like a little confessional. We'll come back and talk about it.
All right. Confession time after we are back.
Find the LSDcast online on Twitter and Facebook and on iTunes and the Google Play Store.
Okay, then.
Okay. Confession time. I haven't forgotten.
Well, with such a short break, I hope even our listeners haven't forgotten because that would mean they have the attention span of a goldfish, and we know our listeners are not like that. So, I think in my ex-to-ex relationship, I spent a lot of time trying to explain my point of view to somebody who was just never going to get it, right? Because I so didn't want to be the villain. And when we finally broke up, so funny, the roles became totally reversed. Because he kept trying to explain to me why he had broken up and now he wanted to get back together. And I was just done with it. It was really nuts. And we wrote each other emails and shit. It was really prolonged and awful. So, but with my ex, I think I'd finally come to some sort of enlightenment. I hope. I really pray that it is enlightenment and not delusion. Where I felt like, I'd said everything in the conversation and there was so much else I wanted to say to explain myself and sort of get closure and get forgiveness. Honestly, it was that I wanted him to understand that I was not a bad person and I had my reasons. But you know what? I felt like it would just not have made a difference. He was angry with me. He probably thought I was the worst person in the world for breaking up. And I thought, that's fine. That is my psychic burden to bear. This is whatever goes around comes around. I'm sure I'll get it back from somebody at some point and it'll even out. So that's my confession.
Well said.
Okay, Prem, did you ever do anything like this? You said no.
Well, I found myself in a situation like that, and I was feeling horrible about putting someone through so much pain. And this is when a very close friend of mine gave me some really sound advice, and it worked because I backed off and I let the person vent, get super angry, and then the person calmed down after a few days and became a human being again. So I think it goes back to the fact that we are all a very complicated species. We get confused, we let emotion control us, and none of that is wrong.
True.
So I hope that Binay and this girl find some kind of median, some kind of midpoint where they can forgive each other, find peace within themselves and for the other person, and really move on. Life is too short, guys. Too short.
Yeah. And Binay, sorry, we're circling back to the answer, I know, to the previous segment, is that maybe that means not being in touch. And that's okay too. Just let it go. Because I think what's happening is all of us, we think we're good people. And we probably are. We don't want to cause pain. We don't want to put people in misery and be responsible for it. So we're always trying to fix it. But really, I don't think we can. So maybe that means being enlightened about that and listening to the LSDcast and learning to own your mistakes and the pain you cause people and letting it go.
I agree with everything Rogue has to say. So on that very note, I bid you all farewell, and I am eager to see you guys next time. So find us on the LSDcast at sonolog.com.
Yeah, that's their email address. So email us your questions. We'll be happy to discuss. We can tell you where you fucked up or where you did well, okay? We love doing things like that. That's what we're here for, the service of humanity when it comes to love, sex, and dating. All right, catch you guys next time.
See you guys soon.
You've been listening to the LSDcast, where it's all about love, sex, and desi dating, with your hosts, Prem and Rogue.
A Sonolog production.